I want to go swimming. February 29th, 2000, my father died. Years that we remember, things that blessed us, things that hurt us. That's why we remember days and times and numbers of years. But I just want to tell you something. It doesn't matter what year it is. When I look back over my life at the many different scenarios and troubles and problems and blessings and good things and relationships that have helped us and all the things that have gone on, there never was a moment, there never was a time, there never was a day, there never was a tear that clouded my eyes so badly that I could not look up and see the hand of God and the faithfulness of God in my life. And that's why I want to tell you this morning, at the end of the year, hold on, believe God. Let's make the best of what is left. God is faithful. He can do what He promised He would do. This year is not over yet. This year is not over yet. Say it with me. This year is not over yet. God can do it now. Whatever He said He would do, He can perform it now. He can be God in our lives at this very moment, in the closing hour of this year. He can show Himself faithful and strong and mighty in our behalf. Whatever He has promised you, it can be accomplished. It can be done. Listen to what the psalmist says in Psalm 105, verse 37, talking about the Israeli people. He brought them out of Egypt. Everybody say, brought me out. Did you know He's brought you out? He's brought you out. I got saved when I was a little bitty boy. I've been saved from that day until now. And Jesus brought me out of my sin, my darkness, my sorrow, my trouble, oh, my doom. He's given me a wonderful, glorious destiny, and my future is all His. I'm telling you, friend, He's brought me out. So many times I got stuck and bogged down in the things and the affairs of life. But Jesus has brought me out. Can somebody help me testify this morning? Jesus brought me out. He brought me out. There have been dark days, but He shined light into them. There have been sorrow-filled days, but He was my joy all the time. I'm telling you, there were days when I didn't think I was going to live, and He spoke encouragement and told me I was going to declare His glory in the land of the living. Y'all not just as happy about that as I am. Hallelujah. This year is not over. God can still do what He said He would do. You can pray a prayer in the next few moments that is going to turn your destiny completely, absolutely around. Psalm 105, verse 37 says, He brought them out of Egypt with silver and gold, and there was not one feeble among their tribes. They may have been sick while in Egypt. I think that is the most powerful thing I have ever contemplated. When Israel came out of Egypt, they had been poor, broken, destitute, and the Egyptian people loaded their wagons down with gold and silver. And when they were sick, as soon as they got outside the gates of that Egyptian city where they were held captive, their sicknesses were healed. There was not one feeble among them in their tribes. That means that age was even slowed down in its process. When they crossed over from the borders of Egypt in going toward the promised land, listen, they left their sicknesses back there. Can we prophetically, can we believe God? Can our faith be stirred to believe that as we move into this new year, we're leaving our sicknesses behind? You know, we've got to the place where we have got to the point that instead of believing God as a healer, we don't even pray about healing anymore. We just leave it up. You know, we say, and I know God can do what he wants to do. I have no problem with that. But I do want to tell you, there was a day and an hour when in the assemblies of God, we gritted our teeth and we said, Jesus is a healer. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you believe. Our word says he is a healer. He was believed that the enemy is spoiled. The Egyptians are ruined and wrecked by the blood of the Lamb. The Israelites took most of the silver. They took most of the gold. They took the finest of the fine garments. They did not leave Egypt sick. They left Egypt well and wealthy in the world. You say, Pastor, I'm going to strike oil if I pay my tithe. I don't know whether your neighbor would like that or not. If you live in a subdivision like I do, I guarantee you they would. Almost paid for. I've never owned a house in my life. I've always lived in church parsonages. I'm going to actually have a house to call my own. To exalt you in the earth so that you can be a powerful witness of Jesus Christ to those that you live around. You can leave your poverty behind. You can leave your sickness behind. You can leave your sorrow behind. You can leave your sadness behind. God is out with his mighty hand. I want you to see yourself this morning blessed in your finances. I want you to see yourself like that. As you pay tithe, give offerings, and honor God, be faithful in it. God is going to be faithful to you. He's bringing you out. He's broken the curse off your life. Things don't have to be like they've always been. Things can change. Things will change. When Jehovah Shapha, the God of abundance, showed up and made them rich and wealthy, they left all of the misfortunes of yesterday in Egypt. They came out burden-free, worry-free, debt-free. I know we live in a real world with real problems, but that's my point, is that God is with you and he's with you now. And if he could bring Israel out of a horrible, horrible life situation, he can bring you out and is bringing you out this morning. And the way to start that process is to make Jesus Christ the Lord of your life. Pastor, I've never been saved. I've never given my heart to Jesus.